I said before you start.
So let me take the pleasure to introduce you to our guest of honor today, Augusto Pinaud. He is a certified Silva Method instructor, one of the most experienced one in the Silva family that we are having right now. And he is an instructor from New Jersey, though he is bilingual. And also he is specialized in, building or growing productivity to joining the correct points of your life so that you can be more productive, you can grow much more in your business in this fast paced world. I believe when we actually need the guidance to get rid of our daily stress, daily work, to maintain the work life balance. So welcome, Augusto. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am doing very, very good. Yes, as you said, I am a certified Silva instructor. But I begin my life really as a productivity consultant and coach before I discovered Silva for myself. And I work into this very left brain. That's what's my where my world started before I discovered Silva. And what was very fascinating for me when I discovered Silva, for me really wasn't looking for anything at that particular point. I didn't envision even be certified. Okay, was how powerful was to have that left brain understanding and then bring the right brain into this equation and really be able to have a whole brain. And that's where I begin being very interested into teach Silva, into help people. Not everybody is yet ready for Silva. There is people, especially for a person who worked with so many left brain oriented people, not everybody's ready, but there is a lot of people who understand they have maximized where the left brain can take them, and they want to understand how to do more. One of my favorite people to work in the world are those entrepreneurs or people in corporate environments who are busy. They have families and they have maximized productivity. Okay, they have maximized their left brain and now they need more and they have teenagers. And how do you integrate that family dynamic into this? And that's where I think is fascinating. When I got myself my own story with Silva, I had a good friend of mine who is also a certified instructor who told me you need to do Silva. And I was looking at him like, I don't have time. Okay, I have two companies. I have coaching clients. I really have no time. And
The
he
common
looked at me and
problem.
say, no, you
Yeah.
need to do Silva.
Yeah.
Fine. So
Yes.
yeah, it is a very common problem.
Yeah.
And he
In
invited me
like
to, so I came. I
yeah. Hmm. Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, come,
I'll,
yes,
I'll
please.
no,
You were going
I
to ask?
was telling
Okay.
that yes, this is
So,
the most common problem that nowadays we are facing. We are actually
mhm.
fighting with this problem. The problem to manage time. The in this youth generation that they are facing. They are in the like whenever we got into technological things, we are getting so many helps definitely through technology, through internet connection, but it is consuming our time. And most of the young people, not even young people, I'd rather say adults as well, even my mom also, she whenever she wake up early in the morning, she just check her phone first thing. And this is the most bad habit that we are diving into. And I believe if we are like looking move forward to the silver method, then this thing at least I get rid of this. I don't even check my work emails. I just wake up in the morning and have my glass of water and then just start practicing silver method first thing in the morning. And I think everybody should do this, and they will definitely once they will like listen our today's podcast, and then maybe they will visit silver. Whoever has no idea on what is silver method, then definitely we are going to help them out with this. So
Oh, and,
how you
and,
have
and that
started?
exactly was my story.
Hmm.
That's exactly what my
Yes.
story. I
Mhm.
went to this first training with Ken Coscia, who you have interviewed in this series.
Yes.
He was my
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
trainer, and I went to Ken, and I was having a problem at work. And
Okay.
uh, through the training, I brought to him, okay, I need help with this problem, and he guided me and I found a solution. And I went to this, I went into level. For the people who has never heard about Silva method, going into level is what we do. And during the conversation, we will talk more. We go 3, 2, 1, and it's level 1. So can help me to get into level and envision the problem in a place where I love very much that we call the laboratory. And we will get more through the call into
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with a person I have never met, that I was going to go into this business discussion in 3 days. And I asked this person in this meeting, what do you need? Okay. And in this meeting, at this level, in this dynamic meditation state, this person gave me four things. I need this, I need this, I need this, and I did need this. Okay. So the next week, I actually have the left brain, the real in life person with this, and we are talking. And out of the four things I received in level, he needed five. There was one thing that I did not receive at level, but of course, my answer for the first four was very, very good. So obviously, we got the contract, the company, and all that. And that was the moment that I understood this was very, very, very big, and I needed to jump and switch gears. And as they said, it's not that you don't have time; it's that it's not a priority. So that was the moment that the Silva method for me turned into a priority, and where I understood that I was in a very beautiful position to bring people with our heavy users of the left brain to use the right brain. And that was something that was extremely exciting for me because I knew I was going to be able to help people more. My goal as all these things, is one of the and obviously, with that, as you said, I begin practicing, I begin going into this level every in the morning. And what I found is it expand kindness and peace. It
Yes.
allows me to look at the problems that sometimes feel overwhelming and bringing them into this level and understand solutions, find where do I really need to find myself involved into this. And
Yes.
that has
I,
given me so much.
Yeah, I think whoever is listening our this conversation for the very first time, they might think that it's simply like a story. But believe me, guys, this is actually happened. It happens with all of us. Whoever is practicing Silva method, with the Silva method, you can get that power to your brain. You can give the power to connect with your higher intelligence, and you can get that all sources that you actually need in your life to solve your problem, to achieve the desired outcomes, or maybe to like achieve the actual goal that we are looking for, or even set the proper goal, I believe so. You're right, Augusto.
Well, that is correct. And that is one of the beautiful things. I have a lot of clients I mentioned, they're very, very busy and they struggle with the balance in life. And I work with a lot of parents in this productivity world. And it has been so beautiful when you teach these parents who, teach with their teenager kids. Okay. When they're kids, but there is some moment, there are conversations with teenager, with all parents that are so difficult to have. Okay. Because if you go, you mentioned your mother earlier in this call. If you go to your mother and as she get old, there are things that on her mind she thinks she can do that really she should not do, and has nothing to do with her. It's just coming with the age. But it's going to be very hard for you to go and say, Mom, you need to stop doing this, because she will not understand it or take it for you. That is a reality. But then now with the Silva method, you could come and have those conversations at
Yes.
level, and it's going to be your higher self talking to her higher self. So it
Yes.
is not going to be a conversation in which she will feel hurt, in which she will feel that you are attacking her, that you are telling her things. It is going to be a conversation in a level where the higher goods is what is working. And that is priceless, because there are many instances in which, and I'm sorry I'm using you as an example, but you and your
Yes.
mother are going to find that if you go in person and you tell your mother, you are going to crash because she's going to defend herself and feel attacked. And you're coming from a place of love, not from a place of attacking her. And on those very difficult conversations, you can have them in level, and then allow your higher self and her higher self to negotiate what need to be negotiated for the best outcome for everybody.
Wow, that's amazing, Augusto. I think then we can try. Whoever is listening, we can try these things with our loved ones who is struggling to get rid of bad habits, right? So, if I'm not wrong, then through our conversation, the one who are going to get more benefit or more help is who is struggling to get more success in their life, who is struggling to set proper goals maybe, or who is struggling to manage their time properly, or the parents, working parents especially, who are trying to manage both home office works and struggling to give time to children. Actually, August, I have noticed what happens through this is when we don't able to try, we are trying hard, to manage times, but somehow it's not happening. And as a result, it gives us lots of stress, anxiety, and leading us towards depression, right? So how Silva method can help us to get rid of these situations, this stress, anxiety, depression, and all of this, that we are getting through our daily lives. Please help
Right.
us with
And
this.
people need to remember there are more than 19 techniques in the Silva method.
Mhm.
Okay. And all of them work for different things. So remember, it's going to take time. You're not going to be able to read the book or take the course and the next morning, okay, I'm now a
Yeah,
master of Silva method.
yeah,
I remember when I did my first course and I finished and I was like, okay, and how I'm going to forward this. At this point, I have read over 67 books, okay, on the
wow,
Silva method, okay, and Ken Coscia, who again you interview here, I've been asking him, at some point asking him about books, and he was looking at me like, where did you find this many books? I said, oh, I have been on this research for 18 months. Too. It's been now 18 months, and Silva Method New Jersey and the community that you are part of. Okay, one of my goals in Silva Method New Jersey is exactly that: is bring that knowledge in a small capsule. Most people, based on my experience, don't have the time to do what I did. Okay, put 67 books and digest them. Most people don't have that time. They are busy. My clients are busy entrepreneurs, busy people working, okay? And what they're trying is to figure it out how to manage everything. And I tell people, remember when you get into a plane, when you get into a plane, you sit in your chair, and what is the first thing you hear? In the case of an emergency, an oxygen mask will come from the top. Make
yes, yes,
sure that you put the mask first on you before you help others. Silva
yes,
method is
correct.
exactly the same. Okay, the dynamic meditation first is for you because if you have not yet discovered that place of kindness and peace, you cannot help. Okay, if I'm sitting in this call and I'm all agitated, all stressed out, okay, I can't help you. It's impossible. Okay, if your kid come right now, okay, with an emergency, again, the emergency may not look to you an emergency. For him
Yeah,
or her, it is. But if you are, when this kid come, you are all stressed out and tense. You have no ability to get to the level this person needs so you can talk and you can understand. And then what happens is you will snap. And not you, I mean you, me, everybody, because that's what happened. That's where is key and important. You need to understand. You need to put that mask first. And that is, it takes time. It takes time. And I tell many of my clients, don't try to learn the 19 techniques. Start with one and get very good at that. And then expand the technique, add others, complement it. Okay. Because one of the mistakes I found is, okay, they want to conquer 19 techniques. No, no, no. It is very
mm,
hard. It takes time. And I guarantee you, when you look people like Diana Silva, the president of the Silva International, okay, and Ken Coscia and others that you're interviewing, they don't. They can't. They know the 19 techniques, as I know. I have a study, I have teach them. But if you ask me how many techniques do you apply consistently, maybe there are four or five. Okay, consistently that I'm very good at is four or five because they work incredibly well. And that
mhm.
is very important to remember as you begin this study. And also go to level and understand, I when when I begin into this, I wanted one of my goals was to clarify my mission. I wanted to have a better statement that I could explain to people when they come to the Silva method and say why you're doing this. Okay. And one day, okay, as I'm doing this, okay, I got to go to this book. Okay, and the book was on the pile next to my desk. So I pulled the book and I went to the page. Okay, and it said from the mouth, or they were quoting Jose Silva, the creator of the Silva method, and they said that Jose Silva was saying on that book, okay, that his goal was to correct problems, relieve suffering, and improve conditions for people. And when I read that, it was like, yep, this is exactly the goal that I'm aiming for. Correct problems, relieve suffering, and improve conditions for people. And but this is what you get when you combine both. And this is where is very important. The Silva method can give you so much, and I can help you to integrate more. As you were saying, we are all busy, but if you there is a and Lewis Carroll used to say, if you don't know where you are going, any road will do. And it is true. And one of the things that the Silva method give you is that instruction. I mentioned kids, I mentioned parents. you know when when you want your kids, and you see your kids struggle, but he's a teenager and he's coming like, well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Go to the Silva method. When you have problems and you are stressed out, how I'm going to solve this problem? This is where these tools of the Silva method are invaluable. When you can now come and get to that place of kindness, of peace, of abundance, okay? Because we tend to live on a left brain scarcity mentality. Even I
Mhm.
do an exercise with many of my clients in which we define time. And when you ask people, define time, okay? And I ask my clients, search for a dictionary and have a dictionary in front of you. So now I ask you, okay, define time. Okay. And they say, oh, the lack of time. And they start with all this. And I say, okay, great. That's your definition. Awesome. Now open your dictionary
Yeah.
on the letter S and search for the words scarcity. The definition of time for most people is not the definition of time, is the definition of scarcity. Okay. So if
Okay.
you are
Yeah.
coming to time management with that definition, you're dead before you start. Okay. It is like trying to do this call, and you and I texting each other and say, oh, we have no internet, how
Yes.
we're going to
Mhm.
connect. Well, it's not going to
Yeah.
happen. It's the same thing in here. And when you understand that, and you can come to the Silva method, you can come to level, and now you can
Mhm.
really embrace that abundance. Then you find those solutions. Then those things happen that are going to help you to go. And one of the biggest obstacles that I found with my clients is that disconnection between, or connection between the left and the right brain, depending how you want to see it, is they said, okay, well, but I want to grow the company. Okay. And I wanted to grow it A, B, C, D, E. And I said, okay, then you wanted to grow it based on the left brain, or you want to grow it with the Silva method? And they look at me, with a question mark on their head, like, what do you mean? And I say, well, the left brain will tell you go A, B, C, D, E. Okay. The Silva method, okay, your higher self, okay, the universe, okay, may guide you into go A, C, E. Are you
Yeah. Mhm.
open to that? Are you open to those events to happen to speed up this? Because if you are not, then, well, it may not be the tool for you. The Silva method at the end of the day is a tool. It's an incredibly powerful tool. But if you're coming to the Silva method, okay, and we have a story on this. I wanted to be part of, I wanted a particular, my kids go to school, and I consider going to the school board. Okay, so I went to level. Okay, and the first response I get into level, if you don't have time right now for this, okay, you are not going into this. And I went back and fight, okay, because that's what I do. And I said, but really, I wanted to do it. And the message came back to me and saying, you don't have time for this right now. So I went and said, okay, let me ask a different question. Okay, and the different question was, can I accomplish this goal if I go and get elected president of the Parents Association? Okay, and the answer was no. This is not the time for that goal to go forward. And then I
Okay.
understood it was not, because sometimes we are stuck in a way, we're stuck in a question, and we are asking the universe, help me. And the universe is like, no, because you're not supposed to go in that direction. And we need to get better questions and understand,
Mhm.
clarify, polish those questions so we can get the answers that are going to guide us
Yes.
why we should not go in a particular direction.
Yes, yes. And that's what I love about Silva Method, that it actually guides us to set the proper goal, not only to achieve that goal, also to set the proper goal that is actually suitable for us, to help us and help other individuals as well. And that's the best thing about Silva Method, other than other, other meditation practices. All meditation practices are amazing, definitely, but Silva Method, it's something different. Let's talk about the example that you have given, right? The oxygen mask that falls in the flight whenever we on board. Okay, whenever there is some oxygen saturations happen. So Silva Method, actually what it actually does is it provides us all the equipments, all the help that we need, but we have to help ourselves. We have to go inside our selves, and we have to find the solution with the help of Silva Method, maybe with the help of oxygen mask, and put in our face whenever oxygen saturation is happening. So that's what Silva Method like differs from other meditation practices. It helps us to find the solution. It doesn't provides the solution, but it actually helps us to provide a permanent solution for all our problems. Right, Augusto?
That is correct. And that is where it is so powerful. But like
Hmm.
any other tool, if you are in that
Hmm.
plane and the mask come out and you say, I'm not going to
Hmm.
wear it, or I'm
Yes.
not going to listen to that, okay,
Yes.
it doesn't work.
We have to be adaptable. We have to adapt the things. We have I think here comes the power of surrender. We should surrender. We should believe, we should bring the faith on Silva Method, or what we are going to teach. We should surrender ourselves completely. We should trust, and obviously practice. We should keep on practicing the things to achieve perfection, right? As and also,
That
as
is
you told
that
that
is correct.
yeah, and also, like as you told, that we couldn't be perfect at the just next day of I say, like, after people will take your seminar, they can't expect that they will be perfect in the very next day. They just keep on practicing, and they will identify exactly which technique is going to work for them in a perfect way, and they just put more focus or more efforts on this particular techniques, and gradually, slowly, it definitely helps us, right? And
It
all
is
over.
exactly
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's exactly
yeah.
that. And
So
remember,
mhm. Hmm. Yes.
start on small things. Start on, don't try to conquer the world on the first dynamic
Mhm.
meditation you have. Start with small things. How can I, and again, this is something very personal. And where do you want to go? One of the things I tell people is,
Mhm.
focus into, as you said earlier, your loved ones. Okay. And this is a question that I teach, and I said people ask this question often. How can I support this person? How can I support my spouse? How can I support my parents? How can I support my kids? How can I support my friends? Because one of the things, we may think, oh, well, I noticed that Evelina is stressed out. Well, let me do this and this, that whatever action I come up, from my left side of the brain, it may not be the right action because I don't know what is happening. I know something is happening, but those are one of those examples where the Silva method is very powerful. Go to level and ask, what can I give you that will help you? Then that question and that answer will not come from me. It will come from my higher self, talking to your higher self and giving. And it's so powerful when you can give that, because it is as if you give the other person a little bit of peace, okay, surrounded by kindness. Because if I go to and I think, okay, let me send a chocolate to Evelyn as an example, chocolate may not be the thing. Maybe actually the opposite that she needs. And it may be that what she needs is a letter. And I give you that letter, a thank you note, handwriting thank you note, and that changed her day. But I may never thought about that. But at level, your higher self, the universe, God, it will. And there is something very important that I talk when I do the seminars. And he said, you know, because there is one of the things that the Silva method had that is very powerful is that it's universal. Okay, doesn't matter if you believe on certain religious belief or you don't, or you believe on the universe or you don't believe on any of that. Okay, it is fine. They will applied to you regardless of what you believe. And that is very, very, very powerful. And when you read on the books, you will even find that Jose Silva was Catholic and he had fights with the Catholic Church and eventually got priests teaching the Silva method. Okay. And he has Buddhists teaching the Silva method. And he has many other religious people do teaching the method because the method do not require you to have any religious. It's about doing
Yes.
good. And the first statement that we record is if you don't want to use this for good, it will not work for you. That's how this is all centered into doing good. Again, as I mentioned, into kindness and generosity towards the other.
Yes, yes, correct. And also, like we are talking from the beginning on going to level. So let's talk about this thing. How to go to this level and what is that level?
So there are two things. They are, what we call, what Jose Silva called the long relax. Okay. And the long relax was a way to teach people to disconnect, to really accomplish this getting to level. Okay. And the instructors do it. Silva Method New Jersey do a free session every other week. Okay. We do it in the seminars when we teach. You can buy the audios of a guided. Okay. But the long relax is that. It's a long relax. It's a 35-minute process to teach you to
Hmm.
get to level. As you practice, you will be able to close your eyes and imagine the number three times, and imagine then the number two times, and then finally imagine the number one two times and three times. And when you do that, you will be on what we call level. The long relax what teaches what three means, what two means, what one means, and explain you what are the feelings, the sensations that you should feel as you get this. When you are in that level, okay, what you do is your brain start working in a different vibration, in a different session. Let's remember, Jose Silva was a radio guy, okay, so he connect how the vibration on his left brain radio understanding work in the right brain. And what he did was an envision a technique who can allow us to move our vibration from beta, that is where we are, to alpha. And even later, he teaches, as you practice more and get to advanced levels, how to get into theta. So you can even get more stuff. But when we talk about level, really, we talk about being at that alpha level. And at that alpha level, we get what they call on the old, very old books, help from the other side. And that is a way to, we need to remember many of these things were written in a time where some of these things were not open to the public. We're, talking about higher self, universe was not fine on the 60s. Okay, you were crazy talking about that. That's open now, but it was not at that
Yeah.
time. So alpha level, what it does, it change your vibration, it change the state of your body, and it opens you to the communication to your higher self. So
Yes.
one of the things I wanted to talk to today was about the laboratory. The laboratory is one of those
Yeah. Yes.
19
Yes.
techniques I mentioned before. Okay. And it's one of my favorite techniques. And it's one of those techniques that I have had so much fun working with clients because when people build, and there is a whole thing when we go and into the classes, into the level, and teaching you to build your laboratory, but people tend to build very, I'm going to use the word dry laboratories, very boring laboratories. And what the reason for that is simple. Okay, this was created on a different time, and people during the training not necessarily get the permission to go creative. As you can see my background, I'm not in my office, I'm traveling. Okay, this is somebody else's office. Look at that background,
Okay.
it made me drive me crazy. Okay, but this is how this office is cool for the person where I am today. You see my office, mine is the Silva Method. Okay, and I have Star Wars stuff on the left. You're working and you see yours, your walls are orange. I
Mhm.
love orange, by the way. Okay, but every place where we spend that much time need to be fun. Okay, the days of white and boring are out. And this laboratory, it should be exactly like that. It should be a place where you find relax, where you feel productive. I remember when I built my
Yeah.
first laboratory, okay, and they asked me, okay, one of the things they asked you is get a screen. Okay. And I was like, I don't want a screen. I want 9 screens. Okay. But this is what is powerful. For me, 9 screens are relaxing. I feel like I can do so many things at the same time. For other people, that is completely, overwhelming. I had a client where her laboratory is on the clouds, and it's clouds. She don't have furniture, she has clouds, because she feels that then she can take the form of a chair or a table or whatever she
Yeah.
needs with those clouds. And the laboratory at the end is a place where you teach your brain to stay on this alpha level for longer, where you can get help. If we go to the really left side, where people will start thinking, okay, now this guy went crazy. Imagine the following. Imagine that you are coming into this laboratory and you can have a connection, a conversation with Jose Silva or with Henry Ford or with whoever. I mentioned at the beginning, one of my first experience was having a question or the possibility to question this person who I was going to go to a meeting with. I have never met this person. I didn't know I barely knew his name.
Mhm.
Okay. And I had the conversation, and over the years, I've been having the ability to have questions and conversations to really interesting people. Even when I went for the Silva Method, New Jersey specifically, I went into level and I bring some people in level, okay, and I ask, what is what I need to give to the people? What is what I need to work and produce that are going to get more help to the people? And the answer I got is people need 3 things. People is not going to digest the books that you read. Okay. And I mentioned to you, so I'm in the process of selecting little pills for all these books. So people don't read the whole book, they read the pill. Okay. The second
Mhm.
thing is they need practice. So I am creating a program that is going to come out next month in Silva Method, New Jersey,
Okay.
that is called 100 Days to Alpha. And it's basically 100 days
Oh, wow.
meditation to teach you to be on that alpha level. Because again, what I got into that level was people need a safe space to practice. Because the people who is listening to us today,
Yes.
when I said level alpha, they are okay. But as I said to my clients, and I laugh with my clients, many of them find the problem that they cannot go to somebody they know who is not familiar and say, oh, you should go to level and talk to your higher self, because okay, they look at them like, okay, you went crazy now.
Initially, in initial days, I also, don't believe in these things. We are like walking with Diana for very long, but in initial days, we were just walking with her. We were not into that much. We haven't gone that much deep into this. But then we took the course again and again. So it is growing interest more and more. Whenever we are taking the course, we are going like diving deep, more deep into our life. We have seen how our life has been changed, how our life's purpose has been changed. In initial days, I'll say that before 3 to 4 years, I have this many goals. Okay, list of, I'd say like 10 to 15 goals. But now I have very specific goals, maybe 3 to 5 goals maximum. I have like make my list very precise, and hopefully I make this list more precise. And it doesn't happen in like this. It took time initially. For me, it took so much time to go to level. Like I got frustrated so many times, and then I started reading. Also, I don't have any like a good habit of reading books. I don't have this habit. This has been developed. My morning routine has been changed. My habit styles have been changed. Like I have experienced so many good things from Silva Method, that like I can't even, that the word thank you will be a very small if I want to show my gratitude to Silva Method. And that's how it can help. It can change anyone's life. I can guarantee, like it can change anyone's life completely. But yes, we need to show our dedication, our complete dedication towards it, right?
And it takes time, and it takes time to build,
Exactly.
and that is the biggest challenge, because understand that the changes that you are going to be able to make are
Yes.
profound, but they take time to get there. And you bring me to a point, you bring a point that is very important. One of the things that we hear a lot as instructors is, well, I cannot vision, or I cannot, and I remember for
Yes.
me, my joke at the time when I began practicing was, I want to see everything in Technicolor, okay, in big IMAX screen, and I can see nothing, okay, nothing, okay. I close my eyes and that's it. It's black. What I teach the people is, remember, some of us are visual, okay. These people will see colors, smells. Don't get frustrated, okay. If you are not seeing that, it's not that you are not doing it well. It's that your communication method may be different. Okay.
Yes.
And I will talk for me. I don't see nothing. Okay. To this day, nothing. I go to level every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and I see nothing. That said, there is two ways I get the hunch. Okay. And I'm going to call it a hunch when I say, oh,
Yeah.
don't do that. Okay. And he said, like a nudge here in my ear, hey, pay attention. Okay. And I can get on writing. Okay.
Yeah.
I can type, I can fast type without looking at the screen, and I can open a word processor, get to level, and ask the questions, and I will get the answers that way. So you will get the answers and the help in different ways. Many times, one of the obstacles people find in the Silva method is not that they're not getting the answers, is that they're not getting the answers in the way they envision the answers should come.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
you
Yes.
think, okay, well, I need more, I need to improve my health. Okay, and now you start seeing all these things about your health, and you're like, yeah, but that's not how I want. I want a doctor who tell me how to do. Well, hold on. The universe, God, energy will come in a way that doesn't mean it will be on the way you need. And that is where you
Yeah.
need to learn to open and understand and pay attention and tune the radio. That's tune the radio may sound, that's what Jose Silva did, is teach you how to tune the frequency on the radio for the people old enough who had needed to move that thing. Okay, how are you going to tune and fine tune so you could hear those messages? And remember, the way I will get the messages is not the way you will get the messages. And this is where instructors are so invaluable, because we have the experience to teach you and help you identify how this message is coming to you. Because you may be
Yes.
getting the answers, but you may not know, or you may be ignoring them because you don't think that's how you should get the answer. And that is very, very challenging.
Yes. Yes. And I also have seen that what visualization, it's completely integrated with Silva method. So how people
Mhm.
can visualize things properly, or how during the process of visualization there are so many thought patterns to interfere, right? So how people can in initial days, when someone will start a Silva method, maybe after taking the home study programs that we have in the Silva International site, or maybe after registering in your classes, after taking the seminars. So by the way, before we start, when you have your next seminar, please, Zoom or
My
maybe
next
in person?
my next seminar is in Zoom and is August. It's next week. Well, for the moment of
Oh,
recording, is next week. So let me find
okay,
the
okay.
dates, and I can. So I have there are two things, and they are on the Silva International page. On Thursday, August 17, there is a free an hour session introduction where we will talk, or I will talk more about the Silva life system, and
Hmm.
then that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday 18 of August, 19 and 20 of August are going to be an online class for the Silva method. And the next one is, I'm sorry, I need to look into my calendar because I don't know. It is going to be in September, and I should have the dates in here. I don't have the dates in here in front of me. Sorry, I don't have the dates in front of me. But they're
That's not
going,
an
but they
issue.
are on the calendar.
Yeah. I will put in the description box the booking link as well as the dates for your August one, as well as this for the September one, so that people can check out after, and that I'm pretty sure that after hearing this amazing conversation, people will definitely check it out. So for their convenience, I'll put the links and all the details in the description box. So what
Yeah.
I was asking is, when we try to visualize in our initial days, there will definitely come so many thought patterns, so many interruptions. We try to visualize something, but we end up thinking about our whole stressful day, maybe. So how we can eliminate this kind of situations?
Well, there are two things. One is be patient, okay? Because remember, this is something new for you, okay? And your brain, your left brain at the beginning will try to pull you back to to beta. Okay, that's the speed you're
Okay.
used to move.
Mhm.
Not only that, think about this: that regardless your age, you have been trying to master most of your life how to be very efficiently at that vibration level. So you're
Mhm.
trying to get to a different level. It takes time for your brain, for less brain, not trying to pull you. Those ideas, those things, the stress of the day, that is your left brain trying to pull you out. Okay. So
Mhm.
it takes a little bit of time to practice and learn that, but it will come. And the second thing is people get frustrated because, as I mentioned earlier, you want the visualization to come in a way. Okay, you want and
Mhm.
say, you ask, okay, what should I do with this problem? And you want the answer to come to you in the way you and I speak. And that is not
Yeah.
how it's going to come. Okay, the answer may be, and there is a story. There is a story of a person who was trying to work on a patent in one of the books. And okay, and he was trying to have everything was failing, everything was failing, everything was failing. He went to level, okay, and what he got was the image of a clock. Okay, if you think about it, that didn't. He was chemistry, and the clock didn't. The image doesn't seem connected. But when he worked into the image, he found the answer for that chemical problem in there.
Yeah.
There is. It's very famously, Wayne Dyer was a Silva method student, and when Dyer had an issue, a medical issue, okay, and he wrote a book about it, Real Magic, I think is called the book. And there is another book with Diana Silva, and the introduction of that book, the prologue of the book is written by the daughter of Wayne Dyer, and I think it's Serena. If my name is not is if I'm not wrong on the names, but on those two books they told the story about Wayne, okay, and how Wayne was able to use the Silva method, okay, to envision the solution to something that for the doctors was not possible to cure. Okay,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying it, okay, you go into this, but the reality is he was able to attend and get to the, okay, higher levels, the universe, and find the answers that some of his doctors were not able to find. And that is the power of this. I have helped people work incredibly business cases, family problems, all of those. You can get help. In the words of Jose Silva, from the other side. Okay, you can go to level and learn to work, but remember, it's new. Okay, if you think on a computer, okay, when you get a new computer, it takes a little bit of time to get used to this new computer. Okay, and you have been using computers for a long time. So imagine something that is very new. And as you said yourself, okay, same with me, same with many of my clients. When you begin looking into this sounds like magic. This sounds like impossible. What you're talking about, I'm going to go to level, I'm going to get an answer. Come on. Okay, sorry, I understand what they come. Okay, I work my days with very strong left side people, left brain people that really struggle to look at the right brain, because what they have understand on their mind is the left brain bringing me success, and the right brain is like the dreamy one. Okay, I don't need to dream. It's exactly the opposite. What you need to learn is to use both sides so you can dream and bring to reality. But it takes time because you have been taught for so long that the dream is a waste of time, that
Yeah.
using the right brain is wasting your time. You are not going to get anything out of that. It is the left brain. So it takes time to break
Yes.
that pattern in your brain so you can really then establish a powerful connection at a whole brain.
Yes, yes, and I believe that when we were children, right, children are more adaptable to these things, right? They are actually in this alpha states for that up to, I believe, 7 to 8 years. I believe so. So, will you suggest for them to take or go for Silva method? Will be very helpful if they start like taking the Silva classes or start practicing Silva methods from their childhood. So what I was talking about is that when I was kid, I know that I have my safe place, maybe in a corner of my home, or maybe in somewhere else, maybe in the terrace of my home, where I can dream limitlessly, and I can do whatever I want. And in when I was kid, right, and now I don't have that safe place. I always have a fear in me that if I do this, what will happen after that? What is the result? In when I was kid, I don't have that fear. I can do
Exactly.
anything, but whatever is coming in my heart, I was doing works with my heart. Now I'm using more of my brain to do things, and again, before doing, I'm like thinking about the consequences and what people will think, what people will, how they will judge us. This is the main difference, I believe.
You are exactly on
Yeah.
point, and that is the difference. If I tell you right now, close your eyes and let's go into level,
Hmm.
you are thinking. And before I start talking, you're like, I'm doing this right. Did I'm sitting this properly? Did I'm really going to be able to get? The kid don't care about that,
Yes.
okay? And if they don't make it, they
Yeah.
will try it again and have no issues. If instead most adults, okay, think I'm doing right and I'm doing okay, I'm never going to get to level. I don't know if I'm going to be able to follow this guy. What if I fall asleep? Okay, and you are having all these blocks stuff into this, and it is because you are used to use the left brain. As
Yeah.
we said, the kids are used to play,
Hmm.
using their imagination. They play, so they have still a strong connection with the right side that you were forced to break. Okay, as you grow up, many adults, what is they hear? Oh, you need to get serious. Oh, you need to grow up. Oh, you need to do this. And many
You need to be
things, what they
practical.
do, you need to be practical, is
Yeah.
break that connection with the right side. And then, well, yes, you overdevelop your left and underdevelop your right. So when you start doing Silva to develop this, think as a muscle. The brain at the end of the day is a muscle. Okay. If you only if you weight left, if you lift weight on just your left arm all day, what's going to happen? Your arm is going to be very big on the left and very skinny on the right. That's the same thing that is
Yeah.
happening here. It takes
Mhm.
time to redevelop so you can get that, and it's practice and it's
Mhm.
daily. The good news is that it's much easier than what you think, and it is possible. And there are resources there. And again, as I said to you, that was what it was given to me. Okay, is the Silva Method New Jersey, and I know you have joined the community. It's a community where my goal is that you come to a safe place where you're going to find many resources, okay, to help you with that practice, to help you. I mentioned there is a program coming next month, 100 Days to Alpha. Why? Because what is the biggest obstacle for most adults? Learn the beginning of the practice, because it's very easy. I come to the training, okay, 4 days, okay, and in 4 days, okay, I practice and I'm feeling empowered, okay, and then the next morning I go to the shower of work, okay, good or bad or whatever, okay. That's very hard to go. And not only that, when you think, okay, how long do I practice? How should I practice? Where are the best practice? It's hard to answer those questions. The idea of this series is our short videos, very short, to explain you. Okay, during 100 days to create the habit. They said you need 21 days to create a habit. The idea is to go the first days on this program, you go 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes, that's all. You don't go even 15. 2 minutes to level,
Mhm.
okay? But you check, okay? Now you go back once a week, every 7 days. I will do in this program a guided long relax, okay? That you will be able to go there, okay? And then you go back to now the second week. But the goal of all this, at the end of those 100 days, then you will be able to go to level. Then you will be able to go really to explore much more. And that one is going to be a free program because, again, as I mentioned to you, the goal for me is to correct problems, relieve suffering, and improve conditions. And that was what was given to me at level. Okay, I need you to
Yes.
build this. Okay, we can call it crazy if you want. For the left side people, it is crazy. I
Mhm.
understand it. Okay. That said, I have many people that I have the luxury to train that were thinking this is crazy. Okay. And now they're as crazy as I am. They are doing both sides of the brain and they are very grateful.
And actually, I believe they are doing great in their lives, their individual lives,
They are.
whatever they are doing the best, using Silva Method and with the help of yours, I believe so. And
They
that's
are.
actually, Silva Method actually that does it is the most powerful tool, the most powerful thing I think I have ever experienced.
Mhm.
And it is like, it is amazing. It changed me. It has made me a new version of myself. It brought the new version of myself from me. And
Yeah.
that's why I just love it. Okay, so thank you so much, Augusto, for giving that much of amazing time. I think we have discussed so many things, we have covered so many points, and especially for you guys, whoever is watching, who is having issue in solving the problems, whoever is having the, like, whoever is struggling to achieve the proper goal, the busy parents, whoever is trying to manage their time, the busy entrepreneurs, or maybe doing their 9 to 5 jobs, who are struggling to balance their career and work and with the family life. This podcast is actually for you guys. Just so I'll request, just go ahead and watch the full episode of our discussion in this podcast series. You will get so many things from this discussion. Thank you so much, Augusto. I'll put all the links, his website links and the booking list of his upcoming seminars in the description box so that all can check it out. Thank you. Have a lovely time.
Thank you. Thank you.